Hi guys, my name is McKenna and my favorite brain part is the amygdala. The word amygdala comes from the Latin word for almond because the amygdala itself has a distinct almond shape. The amygdala makes up barely 0.3% of the volume of the human brain, yet it has many big contributions to the human psyche. The amygdala is an important part of the limbic system because of its roles in emotion and behavior. The amygdala has four main functions that make it my favorite brain part. They are fear, emotion, memory, and sexual responses. The amygdala is most popular for its role of fear. This is why I love my amygdala because I love scary movies, haunted houses, and Halloween and all of that. The amygdala triggers your fear response in a stressful situation, and this then causes your hypothalamus to trigger its fight or flight response. Another cool thing the amygdala does is it can trigger your fear response before you're even consciously aware of it. The pathway from the amygdala to the thalamus will have sensory information about the fearful stimuli sent to the amygdala and the thalamus before it's processed by your cortex, so you're unaware it's even happening. This is useful for you if you are in a greatly dangerous situation, so you don't waste time assessing the situation, you just react. This is also why sometimes people can act differently and aggressively out of fear when they normally aren't that aggressive. Due to the amygdala's role in fear and emotions, it can be linked to disorders with anxiety, autism, depression, PTSD, and phobias. The amygdala is also associated with memory due to its emotional effect. It is thought that the amygdala is activated by emotional arousal, and that activation results in memory storage and can be linked to why humans remember emotional experiences more than others. The amygdalas also have different functions between the right and the left. The right amygdala is responsible for negative emotions like fear and sadness, whereas the left is associated with positive and negative emotions. The amygdalas can also differ between sex. The amygdala is primarily larger in males than females. Women also tend to remember emotional events more strongly and vividly than men. The size of the amygdala is correlated with the ability to identify and process changes in facial features of others. Lastly, what makes the amygdala so cool is its role in sexual behavior. The difference in size between males and females can also be linked to the difference in sexual behavior between the sexes. The hypothalamus and amygdala work together to produce sexual actions. The amygdala is responsible for motivation and sexual behavior, but is not responsible for the ability to engage in it. The ability itself comes from the hypothalamus. Damage to the amygdala can greatly affect sexual motivations. Alterations in amygdala development can lead to many neurodevelopmental disorders. The amygdala is linked to autism due to its roles in modulating anxiety and social behaviors. Also stemming from the amygdala's emotional role is bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder can be associated with manic episodes, depressive episodes, high energy, anxiety, and feelings of hopelessness and isolation. Also, patients with schizophrenia have been seen to have larger amygdalas than people without schizophrenia, leading to belief that there may be an indirect link between the amygdala and schizophrenia. Fragile X syndrome, the most commonly inherited form of intellectual disability, has been shown to be linked with a smaller amygdala, as well as a smaller cerebellar vermis and superior temporal gyrus. The amygdala is a very important brain structure due to its many functions, and I think most importantly its emotional function. As we can see, pretty much any disorder involving emotions has some link to the amygdala, and emotions are a huge part of what makes us human and makes us who we are. And that's why the amygdala is my favorite brain part and why I think it's so cool.